Hi everyone, it's Phil here from Ashland Leather, and I really wanted to show you this Western Amaretto shell Cordovan. This happens to be my favorite shell Cordovan color with my favorite texture, and I've got all this stuff in the back here. These are some really special custom wallets that we're shipping out today. We've got a final notice on the vertical card slot Bugs Moran, and a reminder about a special small batch denim blue shell Cordovan Tony the Ant. Let's start off first here with this really special piece. So this is a modified version of our Fat Herbie, and we actually call it the Tall Herbie because the bill slot is going all the way up to the top of the exterior of the wallet. Normally we have a little bit of a thumb notch here, but some people have been really into this taller version of the Fat Herbie. We also do it on the Tony the Ant, but to me, the star of the show is kind of always the leather. On the outside here, again, Amaretto shell Cordovan with that really interesting Western texture. And when you get a huge piece, you get such a nice context for all that patterning. I just think that makes it extra special. That's why I like the Fat Herbie. But on the inside, we also have a Western texture, but this is the Western whiskey shell Cordovan. So this is a really special tall Herbie going out, along with all of these other Western Amaretto pieces. So this is a vault key holder, also in the Western Amaretto. A little bit of a smaller version of that same key holder. This is the Lexington key holder with just one screw post, where the vault has two, and a key fob. And I think this turned out pretty nicely. The stamping actually sort of accentuated a little bit of the highs and lows of the texture right where the A circle is for the Ashland logo. And I wanted to give sort of a last call notice here on the vertical card slot Bugs Moran. We are accepting some pre-orders on these three colors. This first one is color number 8 Chrome Excel, and that's a really beautiful piece of leather. We're able to make a few more of these, so if you want to get in on this round of pre-orders, we do have this color available now with the vertical card slots. And we also have the English Tan Double, and this one has been the most popular color for this pre-order, but also just sort of in general. People are really into this light sort of orangey tan shade and all the natural character that you get with the Dublin. We're also accepting pre-orders on this guy and on the Cobalt Blue, which is the last one here. This is really neat. And I think the Cobalt Blue Dublin is actually pretty underrated. I'm surprised at how little of this leather I see in the world. I really like this sort of aqua blue undertone that you can see on the spine here. It's a little bit more of like a light blue, maybe a slight bit of greenish tones to it. And then the surface color is more of that dark navy. And I love the combination of these two together. We've also included a nice dark navy stitching on this Cobalt Blue vertical Bugs Moran. So these three colors are still available. If you want to pick one up on pre-order, we should be shipping it out in a couple of weeks here. And you can get them in these three colors. And yesterday we launched this guy here. This is the Tony the Ant in denim blue shell Cordovan. This particular piece has been personalized on the bottom right, and I think that turned out really well. But we do have a small batch of these Tony the Ants still available with the reverse interior, and check that out. We get a great opportunity to show off the Horween ink stamp. But again, I think the star of the show here is that denim blue on the outside. Really deep color on this one, and depending on what angle you look at it, more of those blue tones appear. It's got a really nice color shift to it. There are a couple of these small batch Tonys still available. We've got a lot of unique pieces today, including this piece right here. This is a beautiful piece of Amaretto shell Cordovan on a wallet style that we call the World Traveler. This was designed to fit a passport in the right side here. We've taken the same pattern layout of the normal Fat Herbie and just didn't stitch this right side, so you get a nice opening to slide a passport in there and put a couple cards in on the left. And of course you get this huge piece of shell on the outside. Here's a neat piece. This is an Irregular Johnny the Fox that's going to Jim. This one is in whiskey shell Cordovan. And Jim, you got a nice piece coming your way. Hopefully you check out this video, but take a look at the color shift on this whiskey shell. It's a little bit more yellow and golden at this angle. It starts to turn a little bit more brown at other angles. This one's an Irregular because it's got a little bit of a gouge out in the top right here. We got a little over ambitious with our beveling just on this top little piece here, but otherwise this is a beautiful Johnny the Fox coming your way, Jim. And now we're getting pretty crazy. Check this out. We've got whiskey shell Cordovan on the outside on top of some reverse shell in the center here, and we got a little bit of a Horween ink stamp peeking out the back. That is a really beautiful piece of whiskey shell. Take a look at the inside. We've got a nice combination of stuff going on here. We've got natural shell Cordovan on the right with Amaretto underneath it. On the left here, this is a little piece of denim blue shell with a reverse color 8 on the left, and then the center here, if it wasn't special enough, this is a marbled color 8 shell piece right in the center. And here's another really fun color combo on the Fat Herbie. We've got black shell on top of This is actually mahogany shell Cordovan. It's a little bit more of a reddish brown. It's kind of similar to the color 4 shell. Take a look here. We've got also whiskey shell on the right, on top of some natural shell, whiskey shell here, and the natural reverse on the left. I really like this Horween ink stamp cut right into the center also. And here's a custom order on a Tony the Ant. This is in a raw natural shell Cordovan. Take a look at that. That is really neat. If you're not familiar with the raw natural, the way that this develops patina is the best that I have seen. It gets darker and more golden brown in color, but also the luster becomes much brighter. You can see it starts off more of like a matte finish to begin with, but when this is worn, it gets really bright and shiny. And on the inside here, more raw natural shell Cordovan, and this one is extra special because it has been hand stitched with a cream thread. We get a lot of people asking for hand stitching. I suggest it only if you like a bit of a chunkier thread look. We do have a little bit of an upcharge for hand stitching, so I only suggest it if you really like a chunkier thread look. And you're gonna like this guy here. This is a Bugs Moran. On the outside here, we've got some reverse shell Cordovan, and you can kind of see these little bits of texture kind of popping out, and that's because this is a Western color 8 shell on the inside, and it's continuous piece of color 8 Western on the interior. That is really, really neat. This is one of my favorite bugs that I've ever seen. And speaking of special pieces, check this out too. Another nice Bugs Moran. This is marbled black shell Cordovan, where we get these nice color ranges from more of an orangey tan shade right here to a little bit more of a forest green, and all the colors in between. And it does have a color shift on this guy as well. Some angles, more of those lighter tones pop out. Take a look at the interior. More marbled black shell. And these are really great pieces. I like the sort of mirrored look from the top left to the bottom right on this guy. And here's another special piece. This is something that we don't see very often, is a color number 8 Chromexcel Tony the Ant. And take a look at the really nice sheen that this Chromexcel has. If you have never felt a piece of Chromexcel, once you get your hands on one, you'll notice sort of immediately just how rich and waxy and oily the leather is. And that's because it's been hot stuffed with an incredible amount of waxes, oils, and greases. So you get a really great feel, but also you get this little bit of pull-up effect that has become sort of synonymous with the word Chromexcel, is this pull-up look on the outside here. And take a look at this Tony the Ant. This is a nice combination of the cobalt blue Dublin again, on top of some raw natural shell, and we've got a blue stitching on this guy, which I really like the natural and blue together. And we've continued that look on the inside. This was a special order from a customer that wanted raw natural combined with the cobalt blue Dublin. And I've got a couple minimalist card holders here. This is our 2-shot card case in black reverse shell Cordovan. It's called the 2-shot because we've got 2 different slots on this guy. So there's a larger one on the top that will fit folded cash, and you got a card slot in the front. Here is a Frank the Enforcer, also in the cobalt blue Dublin, the one that I said was sort of underrated, underrepresented in the world. It's a really beautiful shade. I just love everything about the Dublin, and the cobalt blue Dublin is a really nice blue shade. And another 2-shot here. This one is the natural Chromexcel. This is the most popular Chromexcel color right now. And I have 3 Capone money clips to round off the day here. This one is black Dublin. This one's been personalized for SMB. Thank you so much, SMB. I've been wearing one of these Capone money clips in the English tan Dublin. I've been really, really enjoying it. I find it quite easy to use, especially because of these card slots on the outside. Nice and easy to grab a quick card. And here's another very nice shell Cordovan piece on the Capone money clip. This is the rare Garnet shell Cordovan color. This is the most red color that Horween produces. It's a very vibrant, sort of like a ruby red shade. Let me give you a look at the inside. It's a really nice piece here. And the last one, we kind of continue that same Garnet vibe here on the spine. And you might recognize this piece. I made a video last month in January documenting one of these, and man, check out the inside there. But this is a special piece here. We've got Garnet shell Cordovan for the spine. We have a black Western shell Cordovan card holders on the outside, and a red stitching to sort of complement that red in the center and in the interior. I think what strikes me here is the Horween stamps. That turned out really, really well. We've got a reverse on the left with a Garnet Western on the right, and that is a special Capone. I'm glad to see this one again. But thanks for checking out all the wallets in the video today. And I want to give you a heads up. We've got an incredible amount of private stock wallets that will be coming out hopefully next week. And when I talk about an incredible amount, we're talking about like 50 different items, and half of them are probably the best of each wallet that I've ever seen. So we got amazing stuff coming your way. Thanks for checking out the video, and take care.